Good evening, everyone. Wanted to give a little quick basic rundown on AR maintenance. Uh, Biggest thing a lot of times when you have malfunctions, they're attributed to an acronym that I actually, last time I heard it was from the late great Will Larson in one of his amazing courses called MEAL. And that stands for Magazine, Extraction, Ammunition, and Lubrication. Majority of your malfunctions with the AR system are going to be attributed to those things: magazines, faulty magazines, unserviceable magazines. When it comes to extractors, is your extractor too worn? Can you drag your extractor across your finger and you feel the edges actually catching to where you know you have a good chamfer, an actual good surface to wrap itself around the case of a round while it's extracting? Can it get a positive grip on there? And extractor tension, of course. Uh, Ammunition. Is your ammunition good? Is it serviceable? Is it the right ammunition? Of course, is a very, very important portion. And then lubrication. Do you have enough of it, and do you have it in the right places? And that sometimes gets kind of lost in the tangle of everything cool about ARs is how to make sure we keep them running adequately. And something I want to illustrate. Of course, I want to show this weapon is clear. It's a Mark 18 build that I'm working on. It's pretty much empty at this point. I got a lot of work to do on it. But showing, starting here at the bulk carrier group. Alright, we're going to get that out of the way. Bam. Alright. Now, you hear people talking about lubrication. The biggest thing is knowing where to lube on an AR-15. Of course, anywhere, in most cases where you have metal-to-metal contact, you want to make sure you're applying a decent amount of lube, but certain places you necessarily don't want a ton of it in. Alright, now I'll kind of run through this really quickly. Mind you, I know there are 1,000 other ways, or people have their own pet way of doing things when it comes to ARs. This is just a way, not the way. So I'm just going to try to go through it as easily as I can once I get this little tool out. Alright, there we go, good. Alright. First things first, I'm going to take this apart, and then I'm going to try to illustrate every location where you want to apply lube to on your brand new AR-15, whoever the manufacturer may be. Alright. Now, here's your carrier. Staking looks good on this. Alright. There is some oil on here, but I'm going to reapply to kind of show you the places where you want to apply lube to. And whoever's pet brand oil you may choose. Alright. So you want oil here, along that chamfer, along that space right there on the bolt. So you want to apply oil along that bolt right around here. You don't necessarily need so much around the tail, and you definitely don't need a bunch on the gas ring. So you don't need it. Oil will find its way down there, but you want to definitely have it along that chamfer. That's part of where the seal is inside of your carrier when your bolt sits in your carrier. All right. You definitely want to add oil to your bolt cam. Make sure you oil that area as well. When it comes to your firing pin, you do not want to have excess oil on your firing pin. It's not necessary. All right. Now, where you need to oil on your actual carrier. All right. So you have that rail there. That rail is well. So you have one here. Apply oil. And a lot of times, it's nothing wrong with being a little more liberal with the amount of oil you use on your carrier. No such thing as actually over lubricating your AR. In a lot of cases, you lube it more than necessary, it'll find its way of burning off. But having more is better than not enough. So add a little bit more oil here on the faces here. Right there, you can see that area right there. All right, and you can see that rail section right there. So add oil on all 4 of those mating surfaces. Oil on both sides of the carrier key and oil down both rails. Alright. And of course, you want to oil your charging handle. I know there's a ton of great charging handles out here. This is a plain Jane because I haven't done much with this gun. Hopefully I get some time and a whole bunch more money and I could actually do something to do a proper build on this Mark 18. We'll see how it goes, man. We'll see how it goes. Alright, now, we know both 4 sides of this is oiled. I'll put it down a little bit on the bottom section. Don't need too much on there. There you go. Alright, there. Alright, now, at that point, we know that we've oiled the charging handle, and now we're going to reassemble a bolt carrier group. So first things first, we know we oiled this portion right here. We oiled that all the way around. So we're going to slide that in. There we go. And remember, you're going to have to rotate this to get your cam pin in. So we know we put oil on the cam pin. Alright, drop a little bit there. Make sure you have that rotated to 90 degrees, so then you can drop your firing pin in. Alright, firing pin is in, and remember to put in your firing pin, retaining pin, back in as well. Alright, so we know our bolt carrier group is oiled. If you want, you can go a little bit more. You can drop a couple drops inside of the actual bolt cam channel. But we know we have it plenty on the rails. Top and bottom. That's probably more than sufficient, but you want to be able to see oil when you open your opening your bolt carrier group or opening your ejection port. You want to be able to see that there is some oil present. All right, now you can look in there and you can see that bolt carrier group is well oiled. Of course, me racking it doesn't show a whole lot, but you want to be able to have that firearm be your bolt carrier group well oiled when you're using it. So that's something to be cognizant of. Also, basic things you're going to keep on you. We talked about the problems that do exist. Most of the time, it's a matter of MEAL. The acronym stands for magazines, extractor, ammunition, and lubrication. In most cases, if you have all of these, all things being equal and all of your parts are intact and are properly serviceable, if all of those things are intact, most of the time, if you have a malfunction, it's going to be attributed to one of these things. Magazines that are improperly cared for, extractor, lack of extractor tension, or an extractor that's well too worn to where it doesn't get a proper purchase around the expended case when it's extracting. Ammunition, is it serviceable? Is it clean? Is it dirty? Is it the proper ammunition for your firearm? And then lubrication. Normally it's a lack thereof, not too much lubrication, because guns will run wet and dirty. They will not run dry and dirty, meaning the AR overall. Now, things you want to keep on you for guns that may or may not go down. This is just a really, really quick breakdown of the things that I keep in a small gun cleaning kit in case I have issues. I carry a spare bolt, fire control group, additional hammer and trigger with the corresponding pins, disconnector, set of gas rings. Very, very important to keep on you. Another bolt cam pin. I also keep a proper extraction spring with the proper insert per TDP. And I also happen to have, in this case, one of the BCM SOP mod upgrade kits, which comes with 3 rings, a new extractor, as well as the extractor spring with the proper insert. So that's just something I normally keep on me. Also, I keep a set of firing pins. So, hammer spring, trigger spring, hammer, trigger, bolt cam pin, bolt, extractors, and I keep some form of lube. Those are the things that I normally keep with me to keep my my ARs in most cases running effectively. If they have a problem, I can attribute it to probably one of these small things in most cases, unless there's a catastrophic failure with something internal, say your carrier key gets loose or something like that. In most cases, you're not going to have that problem if the guns are built properly and they're going to be staked properly, so you don't have to worry about your key loosening up if they're staked properly. But things happen, you know. Anything man-made can fail, so you just do what you can to prepare yourself if it does. So I think that's a big, quick synopsis in terms of everything you may want to consider with your brand new AR, if you're a brand new AR shooter, or you have one and you really haven't paid too much attention in terms of proper maintenance for it. So you also want to give a little bit of lube into your lower parts, into your fire control group. Don't go overboard with it, but just give a couple of drops of oil to it as well. Hope that gives you all a good idea, some basic things to think about on your AR in terms of keeping it running and keeping it up. If there's any questions or concerns, let me know. I hope this information is helpful. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep firing.